Comfort is an enticing and familiar refuge. It represents safety, routine, and the assurance that we won't face unexpected challenges. In our daily lives, we often seek comfort in predictable routines, familiar environments, and choices that minimize risk. It feels good to stay within the boundaries of what we know, avoiding the uncertainty that lies beyond. Yet, while comfort may feel safe, it rarely leads to growth. The truth is that the most fulfilling achievements and transformative experiences in life often require stepping beyond the limits of comfort and embracing courage. Courage is the willingness to confront fear, uncertainty, and discomfort for the sake of something greater. It is not the absence of fear, but the decision to act despite it. Courage challenges us to take risks, venture into the unknown, and stand firm in our values, even when it's difficult. It is the driving force behind personal growth, innovation, and societal progress. When we choose courage over comfort, we open ourselves to possibilities that were previously inaccessible. Consider the role of courage in personal growth. Imagine an individual who dreams of a career change but feels constrained by the security of their current job. Staying in their comfort zone might mean holding onto a steady paycheck and avoiding the uncertainty of the unknown. However, choosing courage could mean taking the leap into a new field, acquiring new skills, and potentially finding a more fulfilling path. It's a difficult choice, and there's no guarantee of immediate success, but the act of embracing courage often leads to self-discovery, resilience, and opportunities that would otherwise remain unexplored. Courage also plays a vital role in relationships. Speaking up, being vulnerable, and addressing conflict are often uncomfortable but essential for building trust and deepening connections. Choosing comfort in these situations might mean avoiding tough conversations or suppressing emotions, but that avoidance can lead to stagnation or even erosion of relationships. Courage, on the other hand, fosters authenticity and growth in connections with others. It allows us to take emotional risks that strengthen bonds and create meaningful interactions. On a broader scale, history demonstrates how courage over comfort has driven societal progress. Leaders, activists, and innovators throughout time have achieved remarkable things by stepping out of their comfort zones. They faced ridicule, opposition, and even danger, but their courage paved the way for justice, freedom, and advancement. Rosa Parks' decision to remain seated in defiance of unjust laws wasn't a comfortable choice. It was an act of courage that ignited a movement. The same can be said for countless individuals who have broken barriers, challenged norms, and dared to imagine a better world. Courage isn't always about monumental acts. Sometimes it's about the small, everyday choices we make. It's choosing to learn a new skill, even when you might fail, raising your hand in a meeting to share an idea, or confronting a personal fear that has held you back. These seemingly minor moments of courage accumulate over time, shaping who we are and what we are capable of achieving. The temptation to remain in our comfort zones is powerful. After all, comfort promises to shield us from rejection, failure, and disappointment. But the cost of staying comfortable is often the loss of potential. Without courage, we miss out on the profound growth that comes from overcoming challenges. We forfeit the chance to learn from failure, to discover new strengths, and to accomplish things we never thought possible. Choosing courage over comfort is not an easy path. It requires confronting fear and enduring discomfort. But it is through these experiences that we grow, achieve, and contribute to something greater than ourselves. Life's most rewarding moments come not from staying safe, but from taking bold steps into the unknown. By embracing courage, we open the door to a life of purpose, growth, and possibility. History is filled with examples of individuals who chose courage over comfort, leaving a legacy that continues to inspire us today. These acts of bravery were not always grand or immediately celebrated, but they were pivotal in shaping societies, advancing human rights, and fostering innovation. Courage, often in the face of overwhelming odds, is the common thread that connects these stories and serves as a reminder of what we are capable of achieving when we choose to act boldly. One of the most iconic examples of courage is Rosa Parks' refusal to give up her seat on a Montgomery bus in 1955. Parks, a black woman in the segregated South, defied the discriminatory laws of the time by choosing to stay seated in a section reserved for white passengers. Her act of defiance was not born out of comfort. It was a deliberate and courageous stand against systemic racism. Parks faced arrest, threats, and harassment, yet her bravery became the catalyst for the Montgomery bus boycott, a landmark event in the civil rights movement. Her courage inspired countless others to fight for justice and equality, demonstrating how one individual's bold action can ignite a movement. Another powerful example is Mahatma Gandhi's leadership in India's struggle for independence from British rule. Gandhi's philosophy of nonviolent resistance required immense courage, as it meant standing against one of the world's most powerful empires without resorting to violence. He led mass protests, hunger strikes, and civil disobedience campaigns, all of which carried significant personal risk. Gandhi was arrested multiple times, faced threats to his life, and endured immense physical and emotional strain. Despite these challenges, his unwavering commitment to justice and his courage in the face of oppression ultimately led to India's independence and set a global example for peaceful resistance. In the realm of scientific discovery, Marie Curie exemplified courage by pursuing groundbreaking research in an era when women were often excluded from academia. Curie faced skepticism and discrimination throughout her career, yet she persevered with determination and courage. Her pioneering work in radioactivity earned her 2 Nobel Prizes, making her the first woman to achieve this distinction. Curie's courage was not limited to intellectual pursuits. Her work exposed her to significant health risks, as the harmful effects of radiation were not fully understood at the time. Nevertheless, she dedicated her life to scientific advancement, paving the way for future generations of women in science. Another example of courage can be found in the story of Harriet Tubman, an escaped slave who became a conductor on the Underground Railroad. Tubman risked her life repeatedly to guide dozens of enslaved people to freedom. She faced the constant threat of capture and severe punishment, yet her courage never wavered. Tubman's actions were not only acts of personal bravery, but also acts of defiance against an unjust system. Her legacy is a symbol of resistance, and freedom continues to inspire people to fight for justice. Courage is also evident in the lives of those who challenged oppressive regimes. Nelson Mandela's fight against apartheid in South Africa is a shining example. Mandela spent 27 years in prison for his activism, enduring harsh conditions and personal sacrifices. Yet his courage and commitment to ending racial segregation never faltered. Upon his release, Mandela worked toward reconciliation and unity, eventually becoming South Africa's first Black president. His courage transformed a nation and remains a testament to the power of forgiveness and resilience. These historical figures remind us that courage often comes with a cost, loss of comfort, personal risk, and even great sacrifice. Yet their stories also show us that acts of bravery, whether on a small or grand scale, can have profound and lasting impacts. By choosing courage, they not only change their own circumstances, but also shape the course of history. Their examples inspire us to confront challenges, stand up for what we believe in, and strive for a better world, even when the path is difficult. Courage is often associated with grand gestures and historical moments, but it is equally significant in the smaller, everyday decisions we make. While these acts of courage may not make headlines or change the course of history, they play a critical role in shaping our character, improving our relationships, and helping us navigate the challenges of daily life. Everyday courage is about stepping outside of our comfort zones, confronting fears, and making choices that align with our values, even when it's difficult or uncomfortable. One of the most common forms of everyday courage is the willingness to be vulnerable. In a world that often emphasizes strength and self-reliance, opening up about one's feelings, fears, or struggles can feel intimidating. Whether it's expressing love, admitting a mistake, or seeking help during tough times, vulnerability requires bravery. It's not always easy to let others see us as we truly are, but doing so fosters authenticity and builds deeper, more meaningful connections. For example, sharing your aspirations with a friend or family member might expose you to judgment, but it also opens the door to support and encouragement. Another everyday act of courage is speaking up for what is right, even when it's unpopular or inconvenient. This might involve defending someone being treated unfairly, challenging a harmful comment, or standing by your principles in a challenging situation. For instance, imagine being in a meeting where a colleague is unfairly criticized. Choosing to voice your disagreement or support that person requires courage, as it may make you a target for criticism as well. Yet, by taking that stand, you set an example for integrity and fairness. Courage is also about embracing change and uncertainty. Life often presents us with opportunities that require leaving behind the familiar. Whether it's starting a new job, moving to a new city, or pursuing a long-held dream, Stepping into the unknown can be daunting. The fear of failure or the comfort of routine may hold us back, but courage propels us forward. Taking that leap of faith often leads to personal growth, new experiences, and a greater sense of fulfillment. For example, a person who decides to return to school later in life demonstrates everyday courage by prioritizing self-improvement, despite potential challenges. Facing personal fears is another form of everyday courage. These fears may range from small anxieties, like speaking in public, to more significant challenges, like confronting a long-standing phobia. Overcoming these fears often requires incremental steps and persistence, but the rewards can be transformative. Each time you face a fear head-on, you build resilience and confidence, proving to yourself that you are capable of more than you imagined. Everyday courage also extends to our relationships. It takes bravery to address conflicts with honesty and empathy, especially when it feels easier to avoid difficult conversations. For instance, discussing a sensitive issue with a loved one or setting boundaries in a relationship may feel uncomfortable at first. However, these courageous actions often lead to healthier and more respectful connections. It's in these moments that courage helps us prioritize long-term harmony over short-term ease. Even in seemingly mundane choices, courage can be found. It's the decision to persevere when a task feels overwhelming, to admit when you're wrong, or to try something new even when success isn't guaranteed. Everyday courage might look like advocating for yourself in a situation where your needs are overlooked, pursuing a hobby despite initial failures, or simply choosing to start again after a setback. These small, consistent acts of bravery build momentum over time, fostering personal growth and resilience. While acts of everyday courage may not always receive recognition, their impact is profound. They enable us to live authentically, pursue meaningful goals, and maintain relationships built on trust and respect. By choosing courage in the small moments, we cultivate a mindset that prepares us to face larger challenges with confidence. Everyday courage reminds us that bravery isn't about being fearless, it's about acting in spite of fear, one decision at a time. Each choice to embrace courage over comfort strengthens our character and brings us closer to the lives we aspire to lead. Fear is an emotion we all experience, and its presence often signals a sense of danger, uncertainty, or discomfort. While fear can serve as a protective mechanism, warning us of potential risks, it also has the potential to hold us back from pursuing opportunities, embracing change, and reaching our full potential. Yet, when faced with fear, we are presented with a powerful choice to retreat into safety or to confront it and grow. Growth and fear are intrinsically linked, and stepping beyond what feels secure often leads to the most transformative experiences in life. Growth begins at the edge of our comfort zones, a place where fear tends to surface most strongly. This discomfort is natural because growth requires venturing into the unknown, where outcomes are uncertain, failure is a possibility. However, it is precisely in these moments of uncertainty that we are stretched, challenged, and ultimately strengthened. Consider the first time you tried something new, whether it was speaking in public, starting a new job, or learning a new skill. The fear of the unfamiliar might have been intimidating, but by pushing through, you likely discovered abilities and resilience you didn't realize you had. Fear often manifests as a series of what-ifs. What if I fail? What if I'm judged? What if I'm not good enough? These thoughts can paralyze us, making it tempting to avoid taking risks altogether. Yet, the avoidance of fear often leads to stagnation. It keeps us confined to the same patterns and routines, preventing us from discovering what we are truly capable of. By confronting these fears, we dismantle their power over us and open the door to personal development. Each time we face a fear, we prove to ourselves that we can endure discomfort, overcome obstacles, and emerge stronger. Growth through fear is not about eliminating the emotion, but learning to navigate it effectively. Fear can be reframed as a signal of opportunity. When we feel fear, it often means we are standing on the brink of something significant, an achievement, a breakthrough, or a lesson. For instance, many people fear failure, yet failure is one of life's greatest teachers. Each misstep provides valuable insights and experience, helping us refine our approach and build resilience. Thomas Edison famously said, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." This mindset exemplifies how fear of failure can be transformed into a stepping stone for success. Fear also plays a significant role in relationships and emotional growth. Opening up to others, sharing our true selves, or addressing conflicts often stirs fear of rejection or judgment. However, courageously embracing vulnerability is essential for building deep and authentic connections. By facing these fears, we create spaces for trust and understanding to flourish, allowing relationships to grow in meaningful ways. On a larger scale, fear is often a barrier to pursuing our dreams and goals. Big aspirations, by their nature, come with big risks. The fear of not achieving them can deter us from even trying. Yet, the most fulfilling accomplishments are often the result of stepping into fear rather than avoiding it. Starting a business, pursuing a passion, or making a significant life change all require confronting fears of uncertainty and potential failure. The process may be daunting, but the growth that comes from pursuing our dreams, regardless of the outcome, is invaluable. Even the smallest steps toward facing fear can lead to growth. It might mean signing up for a class you've always wanted to take, initiating a difficult conversation, or trying something you've always avoided. Each of these actions builds confidence and reinforces the belief that you can handle life's challenges. Over time, these small victories accumulate, creating a sense of empowerment that spills over into other areas of life. Fear, while uncomfortable, is not an obstacle to be avoided, but an invitation to grow. It challenges us to confront our limitations, reframe our doubts, and push beyond what we believe is possible. By embracing fear as a partner in our journey, we unlock our potential, gain invaluable life lessons, and move closer to becoming the best version of ourselves. Growth, after all, is not about living without fear, but about learning to thrive despite it. Avoiding courage often feels like a safer, more comfortable choice. It's natural to seek security and avoid risks, especially when the consequences of failure, rejection, or discomfort seem daunting. However, the cost of avoiding courage can be far greater than we realize, leading to stagnation, missed opportunities, and unfulfilled potential. While choosing comfort may seem like an easy option in the moment, it can result in long-term consequences that hinder personal growth, limit possibilities, and prevent us from achieving our fullest potential. One of the most significant costs of avoiding courage is the loss of personal growth. Courage is what pushes us beyond our comfort zones, where the real growth happens. When we avoid challenges or risks, we remain in familiar, predictable situations, never expanding our skills, knowledge, or emotional resilience. Personal growth is often uncomfortable, and without the willingness to confront fear or step into the unknown, we miss the chance to learn and evolve. For example, avoiding a challenging project at work might seem like a way to maintain a sense of stability, but it also means missing out on the opportunity to develop new skills, gain confidence, and prove to yourself that you can handle greater responsibility. Over time, this avoidance creates a sense of complacency that can prevent you from progressing in your career or personal life. Another cost of avoiding courage is the emotional toll it can take. Fear of failure, rejection, or the unknown can hold us back from pursuing our dreams and desires. When we constantly avoid the things that scare us, we may begin to feel trapped or unfulfilled. We may become frustrated with ourselves for not taking action, and that frustration can turn into self-doubt and regret. Over time, this cycle of avoidance and inaction can erode our sense of self-worth, leaving us feeling disconnected from our true potential. The longer we avoid courage, the more we reinforce the belief that we are incapable of taking bold steps, even though, in reality, we have the strength to face those challenges. This emotional cost is often more damaging than any tangible consequence of failure. Avoiding courage also leads to missed opportunities. Opportunities for advancement, personal achievement, and meaningful connections often require us to take risks and confront fears. When we choose comfort over courage, we may miss out on chances that could change our lives. For instance, not pursuing a job opportunity because we fear we're not qualified enough could mean staying in a position that no longer fulfills us, while missing the chance to advance in our career. Similarly, avoiding the chance to speak in public or express our ideas may prevent us from being heard, limiting the impact we can have on others. By not taking the leap and embracing courage, we deny ourselves the possibility of experiencing success, fulfillment, and growth. In relationships, avoiding courage can have its own set of costs. Courage is often required to be vulnerable, to address conflict, or to have difficult but necessary conversations. Without the courage to speak honestly, to express our feelings or to confront issues in a relationship, misunderstandings can grow and emotional distance can develop. The fear of confrontation or rejection might feel like a way to protect ourselves, but in reality it leads to unresolved tensions, unmet needs, and a lack of genuine connection. True intimacy and trust in relationships are built on the foundation of courage to be vulnerable, to face challenges together, and to grow as individuals and partners. By avoiding courage, we risk isolating ourselves from those we care about and preventing deeper connections from forming. Finally, avoiding courage can lead to a life filled with regret. Many people, as they look back on their lives, reflect on the moments they chose comfort over courage and wish they had taken the risks or pursued the opportunities that scared them. The fear of failure or discomfort may have kept them from trying, but the regret of not trying is often more painful. As we age, we come to realize that the risks we didn't take, the dreams we didn't pursue, and the chances we didn't seize are the things that truly weigh on us. Courage, even when it leads to failure, offers the opportunity to learn, grow, and build resilience. The true cost of avoiding courage is not the fear or discomfort we avoid in the moment, but the unfulfilled life we are left with as a result. Avoiding courage is a choice that comes with significant consequences. It robs us of growth, opportunity, and fulfillment. It isolates us emotionally and limits our potential. Though it may feel easier to stay in a place of comfort, the true cost is the life we'd miss out on, a life rich with experiences, achievements, and personal transformation. Choosing courage, even in small ways, opens doors to a more meaningful, empowered, and authentic life. A call to action is a powerful invitation to step forward, to make a decision, and to take the necessary steps toward change, growth, and progress. It is a challenge that invites us to rise above the complacency of our current circumstances and embrace the possibilities of what we could achieve if we acted boldly. In the face of fear, doubt, and uncertainty, a call to action urges us to move past our hesitation, to confront the challenges ahead, and to take responsibility for shaping the life we desire. It is a call that pushes us to make choices that align with our values, to pursue our dreams, and to contribute meaningfully to the world around us. The first step in answering a call to action is recognizing that it is always within our power to make a change. Often, we wait for the perfect moment or the ideal set of circumstances to make a decision or take action. However, the truth is that waiting for everything to align perfectly can lead to missed opportunities and prolonged inaction. Life is rarely without its challenges, and waiting for the right time often means never stepping forward at all. Instead of waiting for the perfect conditions, the call to action invites us to take the first step, no matter how imperfect it may seem. Action breeds momentum, and by simply deciding to move forward, we open the door to new opportunities, experiences, and growth. Embracing the call to action requires courage. It takes bravery to challenge the status quo, to step into the unknown, and to take risks that could lead to failure. The fear of failure or rejection can often hold us back, making us question whether the effort is worth it. But the truth is that failure is not the opposite of success, it is an essential part of the process. By stepping out of our comfort zones and taking risks, we give ourselves the opportunity to learn, adapt, and improve. Each failure is a lesson that brings us closer to success. The call to action asks us to embrace this uncertainty and to push through the fear, knowing that growth lies on the other side of discomfort. Another critical aspect of responding to a call to action is the ability to commit to our goals and dreams, even when obstacles arise. It is easy to feel motivated when everything is going smoothly, but true commitment is tested when we face challenges. Whether we are working toward a personal goal, a professional aspiration, or a societal cause, we must be willing to stay the course, even when the road is difficult. The call to action demands persistence, resilience, and the determination to overcome the setbacks that inevitably come our way. It reminds us that success is not a straight path, but a journey filled with detours, bumps, and hurdles. However, with perseverance, we can navigate these challenges and continue moving toward our goals. The call to action is also a reminder that we are responsible for creating the change we want to see in our lives and in the world. Too often, we wait for someone else to take the lead or for circumstances to change on their own. But the reality is that meaningful change starts with us. Whether it is making a positive impact in our communities, standing up for social justice, or improving our own personal well-being, the power to make a difference lies within our actions. By answering the call to action, we not only transform our own lives, but also inspire others to do the same. Change is contagious, and by taking the first step, we set an example for those around us to follow. Lastly, answering the call to action requires a deep sense of purpose. It is not enough to act for the sake of acting. We must be driven by a sense of meaning and intention. When we align our actions with our values, we create a sense of fulfillment and satisfaction that goes beyond external success. The call to action is an invitation to live a life of purpose, to pursue goals that matter to us, and to contribute to something greater than ourselves. Whether that means dedicating ourselves to our careers, advocating for a cause we believe in, or investing in our personal development, answering the call to action means living authentically and purposefully. In conclusion, the call to action is a powerful invitation to step out of our comfort zones, to embrace fear and uncertainty, and to take bold, decisive action toward our goals and dreams. It challenges us to take responsibility for our lives and our impact on the world around us. By answering this call, we unlock our potential, create meaningful change, and become the best versions of ourselves. The time to act is now. The opportunities we seek, the growth we desire, and the lives we want to create are all waiting for us to take that first step.